sorry, Saint Venant's theory. Okay, so in this one, now the first step is statement. Maximum principal strain under complex loading. The first theory is Rankine's theory, that is maximum principal stress. Here maximum principal strain under complex loading should be less than or equal to maximum principal strain under uniaxial loading when yielding starts. When yielding starts. That is the first statement. That is statement, the first step. Okay, that is a statement. Okay. Okay, now similarly, now the second step, that is governing equation. You have to write the governing equation. So how will you write the governing equation? Okay, for 3 dimensions. So there are 3 principal strains, that is epsilon 1, epsilon 2, and epsilon 3. Okay, so what are the principal strains? Epsilon 1 is equal to sigma 1 by E minus mu into sigma 2 by E minus mu into sigma 3 by E. And principal strain in second direction is equal to sigma 2 by E minus mu into sigma 3 by E minus mu into sigma 1 by E. Okay, and third one is sigma 3 by E minus mu into sigma 1 by E minus mu into sigma 2 by E. Okay, so these are the 3 principal strains. Okay, and similarly for 2 dimensionals we'll have 2 strains, epsilon 1 and epsilon 2. Okay, there those will be sigma 1 by E minus mu into sigma 2 by E, and epsilon 2 will be equal to sigma 2 by E minus mu into sigma 1 by E. Okay, yeah, so these are the left hand side terms. These are left hand side terms. Okay, yeah, now we'll go to the right hand side term. So for the right hand side term we have to conduct the tensile test. Okay, so that is we are applying only one stress in the x direction, that is sigma x. Okay, so the principal stresses for this case is sigma 1 is equal to sigma x and sigma 2 is equal to 0, right? Yeah, now what are the principal strains we'll have in this case? The first one is epsilon 1 is equal to just substitute the values into the above equations, epsilon 1 and epsilon 2, then this will be sigma x by E, and this is 0. And similarly we'll have epsilon 2. Epsilon 2 will be is not 0, epsilon 2 is not 0, so we'll have some value, that is minus mu into sigma x by E. Okay, minus mu into sigma x by E. Okay, so out of these two values, which will be maximum value? Maximum, we have to take the maximum value, right? So out of these two values, which will be the maximum value? Sigma x by E, right? Sigma x by E. So the right hand side term, that is maximum principal strain, maximum principal strain under uniaxial loading when yielding starts. Okay, or directly we will write it, maximum principal strain will be sigma, we'll first write this one, maximum principal strain when yielding under uniaxial load, will be sigma x by E, that is equal, and that when it yielding starts, this will reaches to SYT by E. So the right hand side term value is SYT by E. SYT by E. Okay, now I'll write the governing equation for three-dimensional case. What is the governing equation? That is maximum of how many strains will have? Three strains, three principal strains. Out of this, we have to find the maximum one. So maximum of epsilon 1, comma, epsilon 2, comma, epsilon 3. So again, we have to take the mod value here also. Whether that is compressive strain or tensile strain doesn't matter. So we need to have the magnitude. And the right hand side term is just now we have calculated. What is the right hand side term? That is SYT by E. SYT by E. Okay. Similarly, I will write it for two-dimensional case. So then there should be a maximum of epsilon 1, comma, epsilon 2. Mod epsilon 1, comma, epsilon 2 should be less than or equal to SYT by capital E. SYT by capital E. So this is the two-dimensional case. And these are the two governing equations for according to maximum principal strain theory or maximum normal strain theory or Saint Venant's theory. Okay. So now the third step, okay, third step is region of safety. Region of safety. Okay. So yeah, I'll plot it for two dimensions. That is a maximum of epsilon 1, comma, epsilon 2 should be less than or equal to SYT by E. So out of this, so we have to take the, we'll get two equations. One is mod epsilon 1 should be less than or equal to SYT by E. And the second one is mod epsilon 2 should be less than or equal to SYT by capital E. Okay. So again, from these we will get two equations again. The one is epsilon 1. Okay, I'll write actually. Okay, no problem. I'll do like this. Okay, epsilon 1 should be less than or equal to SYT by E, and the second one minus epsilon 1 should be less than or equal to SYT by capital E. And similarly, epsilon 2 should be less than or equal to SYT by E, and minus epsilon 2 should be less than or equal to SYT by E. Okay. Yeah. Now I will write what is epsilon 1. Epsilon 1 is equal to sigma 1 by E minus mu into sigma 2 by E. And what is epsilon 2? Sigma 2 by E minus mu into sigma 1 by E. Okay. Now we will substitute these values into this. Then this will be sigma 1 by E minus mu into sigma 2 by E should be less than or equal to SYT by E. And next one, this one will be sigma 2 by E minus mu into sigma 1 by E should be less than or equal to SYT by E. And similarly, sigma 2 by E minus mu into sigma 1 by E should be less than or equal to SYT by E. And this will be, sorry, here minus. Sorry, this is epsilon 1 only, right? Sorry. Just it is minus. So my sigma 1, this is sigma 2 only, but only minus sign will come here. And this is okay, fine. This is again minus here, minus sigma 2 by E minus mu into sigma 1 by E should be less than or equal to SYT by E. Okay. So these are the four equations which we have to plot it. Okay. Again, I'll further simplify it. Okay. In order to draw it easily. Okay. So E will get cancelled. So next equation in the next slide I will write. Okay. So that is this is sigma 1 minus mu into sigma 2 should be less than or equal to SYT. And the second one will become minus, just minus sigma 1 minus mu sigma 2 should be less than or equal to SYT. On the third one, this is sigma 2 minus mu into sigma 1 should be less than or equal to SYT. and the fourth one will be minus sigma 2 minus mu into sigma 1 should be less than or equal to SYT. Okay. Yeah. Now I'll send this SYT onto the other side so that it will be easy to plot it. So then this will become sigma 1 by SYT plus sigma 2 by minus SYT by mu, isn't it? Less than or equal to 1. I'm just sending this onto the other side, then this will become SYT and mu also. So SYT by mu. So this is equation 1. Okay. And similarly this one. So this will become sigma 1 by minus SYT plus sigma 2 by SYT by mu should be less than or equal to 1. And next one, this one will become sigma 1 by, I'm writing first sigma 1. So sigma 1 by SYT by mu minus plus sigma 2 by SYT should be less than or equal to 1. Okay, this is equation 2, this is equation 3, and this is equation 4. Here also same thing. First I will write sigma 1. Okay, so then what will happen? Sigma 1 by plus SYT by mu minus sigma 2 by SYT should be less than or equal to 1. Should be less than or equal to 1. This is equation 4. This is equation 4. Yeah. Is it clear? So I got 4 equations from the governing equation of maximum principal strain theory or maximum normal strain theory. Okay. Again, I have to plot this 4 equations. Okay. I'm going to plot it. I'm going to plot over here itself. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So this is, yeah, I just asking one question here. I will ask one question here. This is sigma 1, this is sigma 2, fine. Can you tell me which is bigger, SYT or SYT by mu? Which is bigger, SYT or SYT by mu? SYT or SYT by mu? Mu is maximum value of mu is 0.5. It never reaches 1. Okay. So that is why SYT by mu is greater than SYT by SYT. SYT by mu is greater than SYT. SYT by mu is greater than SYT. SYT by mu is greater than SYT. Okay. So that is why this is SYT. This is SYT by mu. Okay. And this is minus SYT. This is minus SYT by mu. And again, this is SYT. This is SYT by mu. And this is minus SYT. And this is minus SYT by mu. Okay. Yeah. Now I'll plot it using these equations. Yeah. The first one is sigma 1 by SYT. Sigma 1 by SYT means this one. And sigma 2 by minus SYT, this one. This one is your equation 1. Okay. Now the second one is sigma 1 is minus SYT, this one, and sigma 2 is plus SYT by mu. Sigma 2 is plus, yeah, this one. Okay, this is equation 2. And third equation, sigma 1 is minus SYT by mu. Minus SYT by mu is this one, right? Yeah, this one. And sigma 2 is SYT, yeah, this one.
These two will intersect. This is equation 3 and equation 1 will get intersected. Okay. And the last one, that is sigma 1 SYT by mu and sigma 2. Oh, here I'll write like this. Sorry. Yeah. Plus sigma 2 by minus SYT, isn't it? Yeah. So now, yeah, the one fourth one is sigma 1 SYT by mu, this one, and minus SYT, this one, these two. So this is equation 4. How it is looking like? Region of safety is looking like. This is the region of safety. Region of safety is looking like a rhombus. That's it. So the region of safety is looking like rhombus. Region of safety is looking like rhombus. Is it clear, or you have any doubt in this? Just we need to have the, we need to calculate the principal strains. Okay. There are three principal strains. Out of this, we have out of three, we have to take the only maximum value, maximum principal strain, like maximum principal stress, like maximum principal stress. We have to take maximum principal strain. Okay. So three dimensional case we can have three. Two dimensional we can have two. One dimension maximum one we can take. That is we have two. Okay. And we can take the maximum value. Okay. And the right hand side term will become SYT by E. Okay. And so again we will get for two dimensions only I'm plotting it. So again here also we'll get four equations like the first one. Okay. So but it involves mu. It involves mu. Okay. And I'm writing those equations in terms of x by a plus y by b less than or equal to 1 so that it is easy to plot. So I am getting four equations. Okay. And so that by using those things I have plotted it. So my graph will be looking like uh, rhombus. This is the one. Is it clear? So the reason of safety is rhombus. Now I am moving into the third step. Okay. Yeah, fourth step, sorry. Fourth step, that is relation between SYS is equal to X into SYT. So for that what I have to do? Same thing. So I am taking a have taken a pure torsion case, and if I take this one, the sigma X will be 0, sigma Y will be 0, and shear stress I'll have, and shear stress will be tau. Okay. And what are the principal stresses we'll get here? Sigma 1 will be tau and sigma 2 will be all minus tau. Sigma 2 will be minus tau. Okay, we have done it, this one. Okay, so now we write the governing equation for two dimensions. What is that? Maximum of epsilon 1 comma epsilon 2. Mod epsilon 1 comma epsilon 2 should be less than or equal to SYT by E. Right side is SYT by E. And I will write what is this one. That is sigma 1 minus mu into sigma 2 by E. Sorry. So sigma 2 minus mu into sigma 1 by E should be less than or equal to SYT by E. E will get cancelled. Okay. Okay. Anyway, first we need to substitute it into this one. And then this will become maximum of sigma 1 minus mu into sigma 2, comma, sigma 2 minus mu into sigma 1 should be less than or equal to SYT. Just substitute these values into this one. What will happen? Maximum of first one is tau minus of minus, right? So it is plus mu tau, comma, sigma 2 is minus tau minus mu tau should be less than or equal to SYT. So which is maximum between these two? Both are equal. Both are equal. We can take anything. So I'll take the first one because mod minus of this one is plus 1, right? So both are equal. So I'll take tau as common. Then this will be 1 plus mu should be less than or equal to SYT. So tau into 1 plus mu should be less than or equal to SYT. Okay. And so if you remove the less than symbol, then this will become maximum shear stress is equal to SYT by 1 plus mu, and this maximum shear stress is called SYS. So SYS is equal to SYT by 1 plus mu. That's it. What is the relation between SYS and SYT? SYT by 1 plus mu. SYT by 1 plus mu. Okay, then and this is generally applicable for brittle materials only. This is also very rarely used theory, not that much popular. Okay, generally this is for brittle materials only. Wherever strain is important, generally they will take this as the consideration. Okay, that's it. Okay, so the relation between SYS and SYT is SYS is equal to SYT by 1 plus mu, and this is applicable for brittle materials. This is applicable for brittle materials. Is it clear? Okay.